Smoke a purse so sweet with HighThoughtsTV.
Y'all know what the fuck we doing, man. It's HighThoughtsTV. Niggas hot in the bitch, man.
I'm smoking a purse so sweet with HighThoughtsTV.
So, at that time, you know, like you said, you have a lot of evolution of a lot of labels coming up, independent artists, etc., etc. With so many different artists trying to expand at that time, was there ever a point where you felt like there was conflict or like, you know, niggas was hating on you type shit because you? Nice.
Well, not on me, but it was tension because once people start seeing that this independent rap thing was making a lot of money, then the competitive nature started to spark up, not just between the rappers, but between the labels. Because if you got a label and I got a label, and we seeing this young hot dude coming up, but he ain't signed, you want him, but I want him too. So now it turns into who's gonna get this guy? Who's gonna get that guy? You know, you got to look, Jam Down coming along. Here come Kiki and them. Here come I won't say Rec Shop, came a little bit later on, but you had labels like that that were coming up in the early to mid 90s that was pumping out. Everybody seemed to be pumping out top-notch artists that would later on be considered legendary artists. And the quest was, I got to get that dude. You know, even sometimes if they was even already on the label, somebody still want to get them. So it was competitive, man, but it made it fun for me because I was trying to see, along me and my dad, we were trying to see if we could establish and get to the level that as a Rapalot or as some of the other labels, like with Big Time Sign, UGK, we trying to get there, you know. So I never had no problem, but I saw it. I did see the tension though.
Yeah. So if you remember, like it was one point where I feel like Houston, we had like a strong run where we were on top. What did you feel like left to like the trickle down of like that where we wasn't on top anymore?
I think it just ebbs and flows, man. I think that you could probably pick out several cities that have been popping at some time that hit that peak and then it seemed like they just dropped down. Then they might come back up a little bit. See, Houston have been up, down, up, down, up, down. It ain't just been we was up at one point and then it was over. Like I say, if you go back to when the Ghetto Boys first popped out, now you had the first Ghetto Boys, but when you go back to the version with Face, Willie D, and Bushwick, in 1991, We Can't Be Stopped, that went platinum. Mind Playing Tricks, one of the hottest songs in hip hop history, went platinum. So in that moment, we looking at it as, wow, this is a great time. Houston is up. Houston was up then. So that's 91. Now you look at all of the other rappers that came to sign with Rapalot. You got cats like Devin. You got cats like when Big Mike was doing his thing, you know, going platinum on Rapalot. Now you got UGK with Big Time doing their thing, signed with Jive Records. So during that stretch of those few years in that bracket, Houston was up. So Screwed Up Click come along. It may have been a drop off. Houston is up because the city is behind the Screwed Up Click. If you can't ride down the street without hearing somebody playing some Screw. Yeah. Anywhere you go, the store, the club, anywhere you go. So, but it was more so on a independent level. You know, a lot of those guys got mainstream deals, but it was more so the love was just restricted within that region. But to me, that's up. Now later on, when you got the Paul Walls, the Chameleonaires, the Mike Jones, the Slim Thug, when those guys come along, it's up on a different kind of level because these dudes is on major labels selling millions of records now. So that what made it like, okay, you know, but Flip had did the same thing. You know, I mean, we've seen it. It just does this. It just does this. Now, to your point, it might have dipped down and stayed down for a while because it seemed like after the kind of like the Mike Jones like type of, it stayed down for a while in terms of us having that nationwide, worldwide spotlight. You know, but it's still good because here comes Zero. Here come a lot of other artists that were doing their thing independently and the city got behind it, man. So, you know, it just ebbs and flows, but it'll be back up at some point. And then you got to look at how it is now, even if it's not a unified setup where we just got this group of people that'll get together popping at the same time. you still have had a lot of individuals who have really shot up higher than anybody have shot. You look at what Megan is doing. You look what Travis Scott. You know, we consider this all Houston to us.
Yeah.
So it's individual, but they popping. Toby, all these different guys. So it's never really down. It just take little dips here and there.
Yeah.